What's up, everybody? Nate here, joined with Justin.
What's up, guys?
And today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new BLOKEES STORMTROOPER from The Empire Strikes Back.
Specifically from The Empire Strikes Back. It does indeed say that, right? Ooh, look at that.
Yeah.
Right off the bat, it's catching my eye.
This is part of the Champion class model kits, which I guess BLOKEES have a bunch of different kinds of things that they do depending on what license it is.
Right.
So for Star Wars, they are like genuine model kits. They are on like runners. You have to put together the joints and everything like that. Whereas something like Pokemon is pretty much just like a figure that you just put together real quick.
Right, yeah. This is like...
It's
more of an actual model kit.
Yeah, it's more of a traditional model kit, but this is kind of the new hotness in the community right now. These just dropped at Walmart here in the United States for only $14.97.
So crazy that I actually picked one up just to try it out. Everybody else in the community has been like trying one out. I was like, let's do it too.
Yeah, so we're going to take a look at this model kit here. No brush required, no glue required, no cutters required. So pretty unique for a model kit. So let's see if this Stormtrooper is going to be a Black Series killer or not.
Let's crack it open.
And here we are, we've completely assembled our BLOKEES Stormtrooper here.
Yeah, how long did that take you, Nate? I'm curious.
So I am someone who, I have a little bit of experience with model kits. I don't build them super frequently anymore, but I did build quite a few back in my day. So this took me about 20 to 30 minutes to complete.
All right.
It was really simple. Everything is laid out for you. Instructions are included, of course. And you can just snap the pieces off. You don't have to use cutters or anything like that on the runners. Everything just kind of snaps off and snaps together, and it's a really simple assembly here.
Nice. First impressions, it does say on the box that it is 5.59 inches, and it's supposed to be 1/12 scale, but I will say it's kind of small.
Yeah.
Just first impressions.
It's definitely small. It's smaller than a Black Series figure. We're going to compare it to some imports later on in the video as well to see how it stacks up, but I definitely think this is going to be the smallest trooper that we've seen so far. And that's also why, we're kind of taking a look at this is in the Black Series community. There's been a lot of waves of like, ooh, we better watch out once BLOKEES comes out.
Yeah.
It's going to be game over. So with that curiosity in mind, I was like, okay, a 1/12 scale model kit from this company that's relatively new on the scene, or at least on my radar. I feel like they've kind
showing up in stores now.
Yeah. So it definitely seems like they've been making some moves. So, of course, as a Black Series channel, we got to take a look at something like this that could potentially ruin our favorite line of action figures.
Which, spoiler alert, it is definitely not. The thumbnail, as always, is a bit of hyperbole on our part. This is not a Black Series killer. But regardless, let's take a look at some of these details.
Yeah.
So if you guys didn't know, you can easily look at the other Star Wars BLOKEES that have either been revealed or are in stores right now, such as the Vader. And this is a stylized line.
Yes.
100%. But I will say, while the Stormtrooper here is stylized, especially the helmet, it's the least stylized of the ones they've revealed.
Yeah, and I think that's what drew me to this one, to take a little test drive, dip my toes in.
Yeah.
Because it looks the least stylized. I mean, if you look at any of the human characters that are upcoming or anything like that, it's turbo stylized.
Yeah.
And obviously this is stylized too, like the super skinny torso. The hands are like comically big.
Yeah.
In comparison to the arm. Also should be noted that the blaster here is sculpted into the hand. This is just like an alternate hand is everything all in one. But yeah, so another draw of Blockies is that these model kits are painted as well. You don't have to do any painting, no decal application. So the blue and all the black and the grays and all that stuff is already on the figure. Yeah, and I think it looks great. We got the black dots, Justin, your favorite.
I love the torso dots. Ooh, look at the gap right there.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, it's a...
I mean, it is a model kit, so it makes sense, but...
Yep, but, you know, I mean, we'll look at the articulation more, but Black Series could never, right? Black Series could never. But.
I also noticed the thermal detonator canister on the back.
Yep.
Yeah, there's at least a couple Black Series versions where, like, the gray stripes are painted.
Mm-hmm.
Really, Blockies? No gray paint right there?
Yeah, can you believe that? $15 and they didn't paint the back of the figure.
Yeah, that's another thing to consider is it's only $14.97.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think for what it is, you know, the price is obviously worth it.
Yeah, for the visual look alone, I mean, that helmet might be more accurate to the original trilogy than the 2020 Black Series Stormtrooper.
I mean, I think you're honestly spitting with that one. It does look very OT, which I appreciate. I appreciate that greatly. So, otherwise, though, you know, this is basically just a Stormtrooper. We got, you know, some exaggerated armor bits here as well. I think these are a little bit bigger than they would typically be, which is fine. You know, this is stylized.
No holster.
Yeah, no holster. No holster option even. You know, normally, like, if this was a Bandai model kit, they'd give you both options.
Yeah.
But Blockies did not give you both options with this one. They're probably saving it. They're going to do a holster-specific release of the Stormtrooper here. But, yeah, I think the sculpting looks good. I feel like the actual feel of this figure is nice, too. It doesn't quite feel as cheap and hollow as, like, your typical model kit.
Nice.
It definitely does still feel lighter than your average actual action figure, but it's surprisingly sturdy. It has a good feel to it, and obviously, as you can see, I'm fidgeting around with it, but it actually does have quite a bit of articulation and actually some really cool bits of articulation as well. But before we jump into that, I guess we forgot to mention the
hands.
Accessories, because we do have some alternate hands here included with this figure.
Fuck me. Oh, thank goodness.
So I'm just showing one right here, but you do get 2 fisted hands included, so you can have the old Stormy.
Some punching action, or like a halt.
Yep.
That'd be cool.
Could have him squaring up. We also have 2 relaxed gripping hands, which you saw the other one on the actual figure itself. And a hand you'll always appreciate with a Stormtrooper is a nice pointing gesture finger.
So far, though, value-wise, easily worth $14.97. 3 sets of hands, the blaster hand, the articulation that we're going to get into, the visual look. There's some value there for sure.
Absolutely. So now let's check out that articulation that you mentioned there, because it is actually really cool. So for the head, he can look up a pretty decent amount. It's a double neck peg, so it, you know, you get movement down here at the lower neck, and then also some movement independent there, because it's like a ball joint for the head itself. So get a good range of motion there, you know, plenty of side to side, so you can have him being chock full of personality if you so choose. Yes. The shoulders do move out pretty far here.
Nice.
Pretty decent movement. The shoulder pad is on just like a little hinge on the shoulder itself, which is something that we've seen quite a few import companies do over the years. We do have butterfly joints here.
Nice, very nice.
So little forward motion there, not so much backward, but always great to see. We do have bicep swivel, Justin.
That's something I wish they would add on the 2020 Stormtrooper.
Come on, Hasbro.
In Black Series.
We do have a double jointed elbow, but just to prove a point about double elbows and Stormtroopers, as you can see here, he's got a double elbow, but you really only get just a little over 90 degrees out of that.
Yeah, so the Black Series, I would say, wins out in the arms, and You are so correct, because a lot of people still to this day have this like odd fixation on Black Series used to have double joints, but they're heavily armored characters, and the single hinge of Black Series is better than the double joint, on the screen right now.
Yeah, because I mean, even Blockies, I mean, they compromised the design of the armor right here to give you even more range.
Right.
And even then, you're still only getting just a little over 90. So I think this goes to show you here, the single elbows that we have in Black Series are literally the same range that you get otherwise. Not really any swivel right there. That's not supposed to swivel. But we do have ball jointed wrists, so you get down and up and rotation. And then these are classic ball jointed wrists, so you actually have to like rotate the ball to get it to move the other way, which is not always the easiest thing in the world, but they are ball joints, so you can do it if you so choose. Now, just like I showed earlier, Black Series could never. Black Series could never. We have a forward crunch here that's pretty good because we have the double articulation point here.
Yep.
So you got plenty of, independent rotation up top and at the bottom as well. So he actually has like straight up import level articulation, because here's what else he's got. As your favorite piece here is about to fall off.
Yep.
Check this out, Justin.
Oh, don't tell me.
Drop down hips.
That's sick.
So we've got hey, look, Mom, I'm taller.
That's crazy, bro. Drop down hips on this figure.
Yeah.
And
oh
no.
No, not thigh swivel. Oh, there it is.
I mean, the clones and Stormtroopers in Black Series also have it.
Yeah.
But still.
That is true. But still always, at this point, fun to meme about.
Yep.
Right?
100%.
I don't think this is really supposed to do anything, but this piece of armor has articulation. You can move it like this.
All right.
I don't know why, but hey. Double knees, which once again, I mean, just goes to show you that.
Yeah, and look at the design. Like, it being a model kit, I will say it looks more natural on Black Series than it does right here.
Yeah, because you got the full exposed.
Yeah, that's a little ugly.
Joint there. And then down to the feet, again, ball jointed feet, so they go down that far, go up just a little bit. Does have ankle pivot.
Sweet.
And we got toe joints.
Hey!
So, like, again, for a $15 model kit, the quality feels really solid. The articulation's great. The details are really nice as well. Yes, it's stylized, but
it's pretty good.
I mean, it's pretty good. The only reason I would say that this is not exactly a Black Series killer is simply the scale.
Yeah. So let's get into the comparisons.
So like we mentioned in the video, obviously you can see Blockies is right smack dab in the middle there, and is without a doubt the shortest 6-inch trooper that we've seen from any company so far. So going from left to right, we have the Crimson Stormtrooper Black Series figure, which is that classic Stormtrooper mold. Then we have the Mandalorian and Grogu Remnant Trooper, which is that updated 2020 Black Series mold. On the flip side, we have the other import figures. We've got the SH Figuarts Classic Version Stormtrooper reissue. And then all the way on the end there, with the greatest Stormtrooper helmet in 1/12 scale, we have the Mafex 2.0 Stormtrooper.
Yeah. This isn't like a versus video, but if it was, this one all the way on the right is the best 1/12 Stormtrooper money can buy. And I'll say it, Nate, the Blockies has great value.
Mm-hmm.
Has 3 sets of hands, blaster. Like the helmet, I will say it's like more kind of theatrical compared to the Black Series.
Yeah.
That is more the Rogue One helmet design that Hasbro's been using. However, the scale kills it here. I'm still going to say this is like a solid pickup.
Yeah.
But I think for army building or putting this figure into your like Black Series displays, personally, I wouldn't go too many.
Yeah.
Maybe just like 1 or 2, because I think the scale almost kills this figure entirely for me.
Yeah, I mean, when you consider that you know, a lot of people were looking at this as like a potential Black Series replacement or something we could mix in. I think right here just goes to show you that, you know, for someone like me personally, I don't think I would mix this in at all.
For reference, that's a 3 3/4 inch Scout Trooper.
Yeah. While it was cool to pick this up, I think you're definitely right. $15, great value for what you get here. This absolutely cannot go with your other 1/12 figures. This is going to have to be on its own, in your own little Blockies display, or I think where this guy is going to end up for me is on the set of Figure It Out as just a nice little Star Wars figure from over the years. So it was fun to check out. I was curious to see how it would stack up against the Black Series, and while it definitely has more articulation, doesn't necessarily have more range, and obviously I don't think you can mix these in. I'm personally would not mix these in.
Yeah, I wouldn't mix these in, maybe as like a dead trooper, or
you could, you know, do a little bit of forced perspective,
a little bit of background filler maybe, but at that point, well, I was about to say there are cheaper options, but there might not be.
Yeah.
So maybe background filler.
Yeah, maybe for some background filler and some Black Series photography. But otherwise, I mean, if you're looking to start a Star Wars Blockies collection, they seem like they're going to be pretty decent figures. Mr. Coffee really likes the Darth Vader, and the Stormtrooper is good. It just doesn't mesh with Black Series, which is our main focus here on the channel.
Right.
So there was our review for the Blockies Stormtrooper. A very solid figure, great price at $14.97 at your local Walmart.
Almost close enough to go into the main 1/12 display, but the scale kind of kills it. It kills the mixability, but not the solo displayability. I think this one is going on my work desk. It's going in the cubicle, Nate.
Yeah, I definitely think this would be a good desk figgy or set of Figure It Out figgy, which is where I'm going to put mine. Also forgot, he includes a base.
And it's textured and it has a Star Wars logo. Bro, the value on this figure, what the heck?
Yeah, and it kind of rotates. It's like an alternate foot peg where you peg the foot in and then he stays on the base. I totally forgot about this.
Yeah.
My bad.
All right, the value on this figure just keeps going up and it's only $15.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, the scale is going to be the biggest negative here. But what do you guys think about this figure? I'd be really curious to hear your guys' thoughts. Are you going to mix this in with your Black Series and import displays? What are you going to do?
Let us know in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed our review, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you are new. We're always talking about Star Wars figures here on the channel. I'm Nate. I've been joined with Justin.
See you guys later.
And we will see you all next time on Out of the Basement.